Hey everybody. Okay, so this is, part of my, I would say this is kind of like for YouTubers, small YouTubers, because I wanted to talk about how much you actually make on YouTube for 100,000 views. Kind of how I've learned how it works when it comes down to the making of money from the monetization of YouTube, and why people freak out when they're not, monetized, all of that. So if you would like to hear what I have kind of learned along my way, you know, don't, I know y'all not going anywhere because y'all nosy and curious. All right, so let's talk about making money with AdSense, how it works, because I know I've had people ask me this, and I know some people are just being curious and nosy, and it's like this whole little world that no one talks about. And then you get these conversations where people are like, ooh, you're gonna get in trouble if you explain it. Why does it have to be such a mystery for people to know how making money on YouTube works? Because the reality is that YouTube wants people on here making money because they in turn make money. So let's just talk about what I have learned along my way and how much I've pretty much made with 100,000 views this month. So I am talking about pretty much in real time this month. Today I'm filming this, it is July 26th. The data you will see will be from July 25th. So it will be real time, data, and I will try to explain it. So let me give some information for people who might not know how it works. And I mean, most of us know, but let me just explain it. In order to be monetized on YouTube, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, and you have to do 4,000 hours of watch time within a calendar year, which translates to like 240,000 minutes of watch time. Now, and let me say that can be very daunting to get to that 240,000 minutes. So a lot of times people will get their subscribers and then they struggle with watch time. With me, because I'm the live princess, I had my watch time, but I needed to get the subscribers. So it's like this thing that this twofold thing that you have to do. I know people were upset when YouTube did it, but I understand, because what it did was it meant that people who just popped up with something like because YouTube can't watch everything. There's thousands of minutes of the heck is just happening of videos that come up every day, millions of it. I think I can't remember the number, every day. So they're relying on computers, and it cannot catch everything. So before, when it was like 10,000 views and it would monetize you, it was easy because people would do things like, find a video, some kind of clickbaity thing, and get their 10,000 views, and then boom, they were monetized. With me, at that point when it was at 10,000 views, I was like, okay. And I'm not even going to sit here in front. I was struggling. I was a very small YouTuber. I didn't have that where I posted up something and it took off and people were watching it. Didn't happen. And so I wasn't monetized at that point anyway. Now, being realistic, when I heard about the change, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I thought it was going to take me forever. And it is just hearing the numbers can be very off-putting, and I say that if you are a small YouTuber or thinking about it, you can watch my video on live streaming, and I'm going to explain how live streaming has got me here this month. Now, the thing I really wanted to talk about because of this is because and then people ask me, how does it work, how do you get paid? So I'm going to show you how you get paid, and I'm going to show you something about certain things that happen. Okay, so the thing with YouTube is once you get monetized, it's a process. Once you hit the numbers, they will send you a little message on your back end, which is your creator studio, letting you know that you are now, eligible for monetization, and they're going to set you up for monetization. So it does not happen like that. It takes a minute. Sometimes, I think for me, it took almost a month after I had hit all the criteria before I was technically monetized. And YouTube doesn't tell you you're monetized. It just so happens that you happen to notice it. Like you might see an ad on, because they'll pop before, on a lot of your videos, they'll pop, you know, that that commercial, the ad before your video. So that's how I found out. I happened to be looking on my Creator Studio, and I looked at my video, and I saw when something is monetized, it has a little green symbol for, you know, a dollar sign that lets you know this video is monetized. And I saw it, I was like, oh shoot. So that's how it honestly happens. It's not, you know, it happens. Now, next up is now you've gotten, you know, you are now monetized. When do you get paid? How do you get paid? So that's what I want to talk about. So the first thing is, in order to get paid through YouTube, and the way you normally do it is either you have it sent to your bank account, or you can actually have a physical check. Of course, most people do direct deposit because it happens like that. You have to hit a threshold of $100 before you get paid out. Now, I didn't understand this at first, but it's on a monthly basis. So you don't get, so when you get monetized, the first thing you have to do is hit the $100. Once you hit the $100 mark, then that following month you will get paid whatever you've accumulated. So, you know, like say you get monetized in June, and June you make like $30, July you make the 75, and you now have 100. You will get paid on that in August. So because you know, they count you out at the end of the month and everything. Now, the good thing about YouTube is that they keep a running tally, so you are very much aware of how much you're making. So when you hear YouTubers talking about how much they make, that is why. Now, I'm going to talk about it based on right now. I'm going to show you the amount. I have this many views right now at this moment. Now, the good thing about this is I've actually had a higher number of views in a month, but it was more about my HIV video. But these are actually more in reference to my daily content about beauty, about things like that. So these are more for me. These views are more impactful. Yes, I have views coming from that HIV video. I always get them every month. But these particular ones really count to me because I know that they're coming more from the content that I put out all the time, which is awesome. Because the thing is with YouTube, it's really about being seen and things. So here are the numbers for what I've done this month so far in views. Now, understand, I'm going to show you a correlation so you understand things and understand how this works. So I have 100,000 views. Now I'm now going to show you how many minutes of view time I have, and you'll see that it's incredibly high view time. So even though I don't have a lot of views, I have a lot of view time. And I will also show you this, which says the average view time for people that are watching me. This is the stuff that they let you see. So the average view time is very high for me. So what is happening now, because of it, YouTube is now showing my videos more, suggesting my videos out. And that's what you need to happen, because yes, I have people who watch me, but you also need the people who don't watch you to watch, because that's how you get large view times, you know, views. So even though people will look at these numbers and say, dang, you get all these minutes and that's how many videos, it's actually okay for me right now. So now that's that. So I'm going to show you the amount I made a little bit later on as I explain this. So even though I have a lot of minutes of view time, I only have so many views, and that's what counts. The minutes work well in getting me more views, but the views are themselves, the number of views are what actually pays you. So when you hear big YouTubers and people like that talking about that, and they're like, my views are down, my views are down, that's why they're freaking out. That is exactly why they're freaking out, because when your views go down, of course it's going to affect your paycheck, and I'm going to explain to you how it affects it in a way. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how much I have actually made for those exact amount of views. Now take into account there is a couple of dollars in super chat, not a whole lot, just a couple of dollars in super chat. That does affect the amount, but it's pretty much accurate to how much it normally is. So roughly, you could take this, you could take it basic. Now the basic way to figure out how much you make per views, of course, is take how many views, take how much you're making divided by how many views, and it will give you the amount, pretty much how much you make per view. So at this level, making about 0.0045 or something per view. That is why so many small YouTubers will be like, I don't even really make any money from it. I don't really make any money. And they make those statements. Well, if you look at their view count in a month, that is why, because yes, they're getting views. And the good thing about YouTube, the beauty of YouTube is your older videos count too. So even though we're pushing out all this new content, people see you and then they start watching your old stuff, and then that helps with your view count. So it's all this, all of this comes into play. And so that way you can see how much it is. Now, I will say this right there, this is where it is. Understand, as you get more views in a month, you make more money per view. And so, like, for instance, I know that I had a month where I had over 200,000, close to 300,000 views. Well, I didn't just make double this, I made more than that, because once you get over 200,000 views, YouTube pays you a little more per view. It's like 0.005. See, I'm telling numbers that people don't even tell. So then you can calculate. That's how you know pretty much how much you're gonna make. Now, I haven't had bigger numbers in a month, so I cannot say when is the next bump up per view. And then it covers all of the views for the month. So it's not like, oh, you did 199,000, well, I'm gonna pay you this. Now that you've hit 200,000, we're gonna pay you this much per one. I don't know if it works like that, but I do know it averages out once you do the math. Because y'all know I'm a math teacher, it averages out to like another 0.001 per ad, per view. So even though now I don't know how, I cannot say how, if you have more ads in it, does it really make me more money? I don't know. I have a standard kind of way I do mine. Like, for instance, I don't put more than, if it's like something like 10 or 15 minutes. If it's a 10 minute, it's probably just going to have the first ad in the beginning. If it's like around 20 minutes, I might add one more in. If it's 30, 40 minutes, I might have 3. I space them out. So I try not to be very ad heavy, because I know that when I'm watching it, I cannot stand when I see all those little breaks in a video, especially if it's a short video. So I like to have long spaces before I do an ad. So around the 10-minute mark or so. Not always right there, but right on, that way I kind of space it out. I don't do a specific number, like, okay, 10 minutes in, I'm gonna put an ad. It's just, I don't know, I just be like, oh, okay, 7 minutes in, I'm gonna do one. Oh, I'm gonna do one at 21. So it just all depends on where I put the ads. I should put them like in a specific number. That would be, that might be a good idea. That could make my life easier. Let me see, can I do that? Okay, so anyway, so that's how it works. So what you have to understand is, when you see these YouTubers who are like doing this, and they're big, huge YouTubers, not only are they making money off of the new videos, they're making money a little bit here and there off the old videos, and that all adds up in their monthly amount. So you could have one video in a month that takes off, and that will give you a nice little check, plus the other videos that people are watching add up. So if you notice that some YouTubers like me, and it's not even why I do it, you will see that when people do more videos, they get more views and things. That's how the math works. So, you know, if you don't know about Social Blade, you can always check Social Blade. It kind of gives you an estimation, but it does show daily views on everybody, you know, live view counts. So if you're that interested, you can kind of figure out where they're at. Like I said, I don't know where the bump ups come after 200,000. I know at 100,000, under 200,000, this is how much you make per view. I know over 200,000 you make this much per view. I don't know the rest. Now I promise you all, when I have my first million views in a month, I will tell you how much you make on that. And let me explain to you, when people do this, like, oh, I make this a million, you know, I got 1 million views, this is how much I made. It doesn't matter if the 1 million views come from one video or 20 videos in that month. It just matters that you got the views. So that's why consistency really helps, because even if you have this one video that gets 1 million and then you have other videos, that video is going to make them suggest out more of your videos, which will get you more views and which really makes you your money for that month. Does that, if you know, I hope I explained that. And I know everybody asks, like, oh my God, you should never say that. And people always, you know, do this whole little, oh, well, you know, I don't make that much, I do this. I'm Lulu the real. And I'm not going to sit up here and front or anything and try to make it like this little mystery, because let's be honest, it is what it is. And so that's why the larger YouTubers make more money on their views, on their videos. It's not because YouTube has chosen them and said, oh, you're this person and we're going to pay you more. Now, also understand, each genre makes a different type of money on their ads. So I can only speak for the beauty community, and let me say that my videos are in the how-to and style side. So this is how much I make per view. Other genres make different amounts per view. So it all depends on what you're doing, how much you do. But I will tell you this, that there is a gradual increase based on how many views you get every month. So that's why big YouTubers make so much money. Not because they're just the biggest YouTuber out there, but because their content is being constantly watched. So many views per month, which translates into so much money that they're gonna get paid. I ain't mad at them. I want to hit that. I want to hit that train. Choo choo! I want to be on that train. All right, so that's it. I hope I answered your questions or your curiosity. I know some people are gonna be like, "Ooh, I can't believe she told that," but why? It's not a state secret, y'all. Y'all can figure. You know, it's not. It's really not a state secret. All right, so. Thank you for watching. Leave any comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on this conversation. And as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Bye. Bye.